sacred love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening, Niagara University graduates. I am speaking to you live from the Leary Theater in the Elizabeth Ann Clune Center for Theater on the Niagara University campus. My name is Tim Ireland, and I am the Provost and Academic Vice President of the university. It is my distinct privilege to serve as the Master of Ceremonies at this year's commencement exercises for the 163rd graduating class of Niagara University. You just saw the presentation of the colors by members of the Niagara University Purple Eagle Battalion of ROTC outside on our beautiful campus on Mount Eagle Ridge. The national anthem of the United States was sung by graduating senior theater performance major Caroline Kozlazny, and the national anthem of Canada was performed by graduating senior theater performance major Sonia Angeli. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Father Aidan Rooney, CM, for the invocation.
Eternal God, whose power carved the great Niagara and peopled it with the Haudenosaunee, and who guided Vincentian missionaries to this place, your presence is felt here and everywhere, in the roar of waters, in our university, in our homes, and in our hearts. Your servant, St. Vincent de Paul, taught us to pray to you for the strength we need, to study and to converse, to find wisdom, and to gather to learn from one another, to advance our talents and abilities, that all this work might bear fruit in action that serves and liberates the oppressed. In this time in our world, as we struggle against the foe that is illness, you are with us. At this time in our country, as we struggle against the foe that is racism, you are at our side. At this time, as your sons and daughters of Niagara venture forth as graduates, you are at their side with your rod and your staff that give them courage. Shower your blessing upon those who will speak to us today. Inspire them that they may inspire us. Bless all who serve here. And above all, cover our graduates with the shield of your strength, that they might love you in concrete ways, as St. Vincent taught, with the strength of their arms and the sweat of their brows. Each one needs some special gift today, O God, of which only you are aware. in the brief silence that follows, we beg you, speak to them as holy wisdom. For she led them by a marvelous road. She herself was their shelter by day and their starlight through the night. Let us be still. Let what has been asked be received, mighty God. I ask this in the name of my Lord, Jesus Christ, who lives and reigns this day and forever. Amen.
Thank you very much, Father. Joining me inside the theater this evening, where we are practicing safe social distancing and wearing official NU face coverings, at least when we're not speaking, are the university's Vice President for Mission and Integration, who we just met, Reverend Aidan Rooney, CM, our Executive Vice President, Dr. Deborah Colley, a distinguished member of our Board of Trustees, Reverend Craig Pridgen, faculty members, Dr. Hawa Hamza, Dr. Thomas Sharon, Dr. Peggy Chung, and the deans with us tonight, Peter Butera, Dean of Arts and Sciences, Mark Friscator, Dean of the College of Business Administration, Associate Dean Mary Ellen Bardsley from the College of Education, and Interim Dean Young-Soo Choi from the College of Hospitality and Tourism Management. And of course, we are joined by the 26th President of Niagara University, the Reverend James J. Marr, CM. At the front of the stage, you see our ceremonial mace. The mace is an ancient symbol of authority that represents the solemn academic mandate of the university. The Niagara University mace is hand-carved teak, features 4 engraved silver medallions representing the core values of the university and its mission. It presents at all solemn gatherings of the university, and it links us to over 400 years of our Vincentian heritage. Behind me, you see the university's processional banner with our official seal and motto in Latin, derived from the Gospel of St. John, meaning that all may know you. Commencement is a French word, meaning beginning. And I would like to take a moment to recognize a faculty member who is celebrating a different kind of commencement, as he is retiring from the university after 35 years of dedication to our students, our faculty, and our mission. Our esteemed friend and colleague, Dr. Paul Vermette, professor in the College of Education. On behalf of the entire university family, we thank you for your invaluable service to our community, and may the years ahead bring you many blessings. This year, we will confer degrees on more than 1,000 candidates here at our Lewiston campus and in a few months on our campus in Ontario, Canada. May your memories of today serve as a lasting reminder of the time you spent with us, being formed in the Catholic intellectual tradition and in the charism of our patron, St. Vincent de Paul. And may today's ceremonies inspire you to commit to a life of continuous learning, growth, and service to others. Dear friends, it is customary during convocations such as this to honor persons whose extraordinary achievements set them apart as role models for all students whom Niagara University graduates on this day. The Emerito Medal recognizes faculty members who have given 25 years of service to the university and our students. I now invite Dr. Peggy Chung, Professor of Marketing in the College of Business Administration, to announce this year's awardees.
In recognition of 25 years of loyalty and unwavering dedication, I am pleased to announce the following awardees to receive the Niagara University Emerito Medal. Dr. Jong-Jing Zhou, Professor in the College of Hospitality and Tourism Management. Dr. Mark Bana, Associate Professor in the Department of Communication and Media Studies. Dr. Kevin Blair, Professor in the Department of Social Work. Dr. Mark Gallo, Professor in the Department of Biology. Dr. Judith Merkel, Professor in the Department of Religious Studies.
Thank you, Dr. Chung, and my heartfelt congratulations to my esteemed colleagues and friends. The Dunlevy Medal, named after 1941 Niagara alumnus Francis J. Dunlevy, recognizes a member of the faculty who has given 50 years of service to the university. It gives me great pleasure this year to award the Dunlevy Medal to Professor of Education, Dr. Thomas Sharon, a friend, a colleague, and a wonderful mentor. The citation will be read by Dr. Hawa Hamza, Associate Professor of Education.
Good evening. Vincent de Paul and his friend and collaborator, Louis de Marillac, dedicated their greatest ministry to education. As Niagara University faculty, we take our inspiration from them. And this evening, I'm proud to recognize my distinguished colleague for 50 years of service. Dr. Thomas Sharon is a professor and senior member of the faculty in the College of Education, the author of over 50 articles, book chapters, and monographs. Dr. Sharon has presented over 125 papers and workshops at conferences and colleges across the United States, Canada, and internationally. Dr. Sharon earned his bachelor's and master's degrees from Ithaca College. He subsequently earned a second master's degree, as well as a certificate of advanced studies in educational administration at Niagara University, and a doctorate in education from the state of New York at Buffalo. In addition to his role as a faculty member, Dr. Sharon has served as the town justice in the town of Lewiston for over almost 3 decades. He is currently in his 8th consecutive term. Dr. Sharon is a fellow of many professional education and judicial societies, including the American College of Sports Medicine and the National Judicial College. Additionally, Dr. Sharon has served as an executive board member of numerous professional societies in New York State and in national educational communities, including a 2-year term as president of the New York Association of Colleges for Teacher Education. At Niagara University, Dr. Sharon has served as chair of the Department of Education and of the Department of Teacher Education, director of University Mission, and director of the NU Senior Term Enrichment Program. Along with his many academic accomplishments, in 2002, Dr. Sharon was elected to the Niagara University Athletic Hall of Fame for his achievement as coach of the men's swimming team, where he compiled a record of 99 wins over 11 years. In his judicial capacity, Dr. Sharon has served as a member of the senior faculty for the New York State Judicial Institute's Continuing Education Program for Town and Village Justices. He is a member of the New York State's Advisory Committee on Judicial Ethics, the first non-lawyer to have been appointed to this committee. He also serves as vice president of the New York State Magistrates Association. In a career that spans 5 decades, Dr. Sharon has served as a valued mentor to junior faculty in the College of Education. Of all his achievements, however, he states that he is most proud of having celebrated his 50th wedding anniversary with his wife, Maureen, a 1968 NU graduate, and his 2 children, Megan and Brandon, both graduates of Niagara. In recognition of 50 years of dedicated service to our students, to our university, and to our community, we proudly award Dr. Thomas Sharon the Dunlevy Medal.
Congratulations, Tom. I only got 26 years to go. It is my singular pleasure to invite a distinguished member of the university's Board of Trustees, Reverend Craig Pridgen, to offer some remarks to the graduating class. Introducing Reverend Pridgen is the university's Executive Vice President, Dr. Deborah Colley.
Thank you, Dr. Ireland. First of all, I share my congratulations with all the graduates. We are very proud of you. It is my honor to introduce Reverend Craig Pridgen, who at an early age was clearly called to a life of servant leadership. As a student of Mayport Middle School, he began a weekly Bible study before school with teachers and students, and at the age of 11, he was teaching teachers on the power of a closer walk with God, and his relationship with the church has elevated ever since. Reverend Pridgen serves as the pastor of the True Bethel Church in Niagara Falls. In fact, this year marks his 10th anniversary. While the Reverend Craig Pridgen's work is grounded in God and the church, he has long been a man of action, working to elevate the principles of justice, equity, education, and love in our community. He serves as an active and engaged member of the Board of Literacy New York, Buffalo, Niagara, a mentor for the Niagara Christian Basketball League, a member of the M&T Bank African American Resource Group leadership team, among many others. And he does this always with an understanding of the importance of bringing community together. For the past 2 years, he has held a pivotal position in our community as a member of the board of directors of both the Niagara Falls Memorial Medical Center and the National Federation of Just Communities. He serves with the university on the Bridge District Steering Committee to revitalize Niagara Falls and was recently appointed to the Niagara Falls Commission on Social Justice, chairing the critical committee on policing. The Reverend Craig Pridgen serves as a trustee for Niagara University. One of his responsibilities is on the Student Affairs Committee, and he brings to this committee tremendous passion about our students at every meeting and at every juncture. Last year, we honored him with the university's Legacy of Service Award for his tireless commitment to Niagara Falls and the Western New York community. Reverend Pridgen earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration from Medaille College and a Bachelor of Science degree in Church Administration from Berean Baptist College. He lives in Buffalo with his wife, Judge Jahar S. Pridgen, and their 2 beautiful daughters, Jordan and Journey. Today, each of you that are graduating are set to go out into a world that's filled with conflict, with turmoil, and with uncertainty. However, it is my pleasure to introduce a man who is never discouraged by our time, but rather believes in 1 Peter, to love each other deeply because love covers a multitude of sins. Members of the Niagara University graduating master's, doctoral, and professional diplomas of 2020, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the Reverend Craig Pridgen.
Well, good evening. I am taking Dr. Colley with me wherever I go to have her introduce me. That was the best introduction I've ever received. To Father Marr, who I admire so much, a man of vision and one of the greatest leaders of our time, Dr. Debbie Colley, Father Aidan Rooney, Dr. Tim Ireland, the entire President's Cabinet, Father Dennis and the entire Board of Trustees, Niagara University faculty and staff, and to you, the graduating class of 2020. It is beyond my privilege and joy and honor that I would have been asked to share a few words with you this evening. Initially, when I got the call, I thought I was going to be asked to help pass out some virtual diplomas. I had no idea that I would be asked to be the speaker for this evening. In the midst of a pandemic, in the midst of great uncertainty, in the midst of political turmoil, in the midst of racial and social injustices, in the midst of last-minute changes, in the midst of Zoom meetings that were once in person, I would imagine that this is not how you planned for your commencement to be. I would imagine that you would not have planned for this evening to be sitting in front of your computer with your family and friends, in front of your cell phone, in front of a laptop or a tablet. But it is times like this that really separates, as my grandfather would say, the boys from the men. This is the time that really separates those who were created to make things happen or those that sit back and say, what happened? Today, you have the unique privilege of being someone who makes things happen. One of my favorite books, and I read it every year, is From Good to Great. Great is the enemy of good. If we alone settle at being good, we will never reach our fullest potential in life. If we settle for just being mediocre, if we settle for just being good, we will never be pushed to our greatest level of potential. I'm grateful for those that pushed me to the greatest levels of potential that were inside of me, that never allowed me to allow circumstances to stop me. We are in the midst of a pandemic, but that is not a reason to stop. That is a reason to push past, and that is a reason to excel. Bishop Paul S. Morton says this: tradition is merely frozen success. So we can be stuck in tradition and not be able to move, or we can be sensitive and smart enough to thaw out those frozen pieces of our life and move with the time. I commend the team here at Niagara University for not just doing this mediocre, but they put everything in it tonight to make sure that you that are sitting at home, you don't just graduate just half, but you graduate in such a way that is so important and so memorable during some very trying times. The scripture says the race is not given to the swift, nor the battle to the strong. Nothing in life will ever be given to us. Nothing in life will ever be handed to us. But it is our obligation to do everything that we can within our power to make a difference and to make a change in this world that we are living in. My daughter the other day was outside playing with her cousins. They were playing in their little tree house, and she was having a good time, and they were laughing, and I went into the kitchen to finish cooking. I then was on the phone while I was doing some things, and my daughter ran in, and she was crying. Paid no attention because my daughter is as emotional can be. Said nothing to her. I just heard her crying, paid her no attention. Eventually, she was agitated that I was not paying attention to her pain. She was agitated that I did not pay attention to the tears that were pouring down her face. She then pushes her hand in front of my face, and there is a splinter the size of Nantucket in her hand. I looked at it, and then I felt bad. I said on the phone, I said, I gotta go. My daughter needs me right now. She said, Daddy, I needed you before. I looked at her, and as tears strode down her face, I said, you've got to sit down and we've got to remove the splinter. She asked me these words: is it going to hurt? I immediately wanted to go into dad mode and lie, minus the collar, and say, no, it's not going to hurt at all. But I knew that there was going to be a level of pain that she would endure with removing that splinter from her hand. I looked at her and I said, yeah, it's going to hurt a little bit, but it only will hurt for a second. And the minute that splinter is gone out of your hand, you'll be fine. She looked at me and she said, no, I don't want it. I then tried to remove a little piece of it. She wouldn't let me do it. I then said to my wife, you got to do with it because I can't deal with the tears. I can't deal with the crying. It's beyond me. I'm done. I went upstairs. She then came upstairs and said, Mommy got a little piece out of it, but there's still more stuck in my hand. I said to her, go in the bathroom and run your hand under some warm water and let's get that thing softened up and then we'll be able to work it out. Eventually, we were able to get that splinter out. The only reason I was able to successfully remove the splinter from my daughter's hand is because I once had splinters in my hand. It is your obligation, graduating class of 2020, with master's and Ph.D. and doctoral degrees, to remove the splinters from those hands that are coming behind you. But you can only remove the splinters if you've had them in your hands before. These are some tough times. These are some rough times. But you can do it. We can remove splinters. There's a passage that says, how can I remove a speck of sawdust from my brother's eye? First thing I got to do is remove what's blocking me to be able to successfully remove what's blocking my brother. I congratulate you today for moving and pressing past every obstacle that tried to stop you. I encourage you to continue to do great things and make Niagara University proud. God bless you. This is our prayer.
Wow. Reverend Pridgen, I can't thank you enough for those inspiring words. Incredibly important words for our time. And now, the culmination of our ceremony, the conferral of degrees. Graduates who are watching, now it is time to secure your hoods. When we do this in person, it's kind of comical from up here on stage watching this effort. So secure your hoods and make sure your cap is securely on your head with the tassel on the right side. Come on now, get it done. Stand up, class of 2020. Reverend President, I have the honor to present to you all candidates from the graduate programs in the College of Arts and Sciences, the College of Business Administration, the College of Education, and the College of Hospitality and Tourism Management who have fulfilled every requirement for their respective degrees.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, with the approval of the Board of Trustees of Niagara University, I hereby confer the appropriate degrees to these candidates and bestow on them all rights and privileges therein. Congratulations.
Graduates, as a symbol of your new status, please move the tassel on your cap from the right to the left side. I echo Father's comments. Congratulations. Okay. You can sit if you're standing. We will begin the individual conferral of degrees with our Ph.D. candidates. Very Reverend President Father Marr, on behalf of the university faculty across the disciplines of study in the doctoral program, it is my distinct honor to present to you the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Leadership and Policy. Olusambo Olafanlolo Adelakun. Naran Yosef Ajabnor. Basar Al-Sayed. Isabel Carolina Camillo. Hui Cao. Lisa Michelle Condino Snopkowski. Robert Daley Federer. Nick E. Galuski. Clement A. Kawachi. Debbie Jane McCleary. Akindayame Odededi. Sean Patrick Smith. Winola Yami Odedei. This concludes the presentation of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Leadership and Policy for May of 2020. I now invite Dean Peter Butera to present the degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences.
Thank you, Dr. Ireland. Very Reverend President, Father Marr, I have the honor of presenting you the candidates for the master's degree in the College of Arts and Sciences. Receiving a Master of Science in Criminal Justice Administration, Caroline M. Crump, E. Brian Dalporto, Jacob James Doyle, Marie Rose Faso, Courtney Hope Fell, recipient of the Excellence in Research Award in Criminal Justice Administration, Samuel Patrick Frontelli, Matthew P. Grange, Joseph B. Hald, Linda Hughes, Sienna Keir Jackson, Savoy Taylor Laubacker Blackley, Daniel R. Leskowitz, Bradley J. Merrill, Kristen Marie Nenny, recipient of the J. Albanese Award for the Outstanding Graduate Student in Criminal Justice Administration, Zariana Ilesa Peterson, Darren Schultz, Olivera Stojanovic. The following students are receiving a Master of Science degree in Information Security and Digital Forensics: Emily Gabriel Beckman, James Bell, Thomas Elliott Bland, Calvin Kyle Farrow, Mirai Gendy, Cameron Nicole Hartrenift, Carl R. Hinterberger, Ryan M. Matthews, Brittany M. Phillips, Nicholas A. Rogers, Michael Robert Russell, and Tyler Wayne Smith.
This concludes the presentation of degrees in the College of Arts and Sciences, and thank you very much, Dean Butera. I now invite Dean Mark Friscator to present the degrees from the College of Business Administration.
Thank you, Dr. Ireland. Very Reverend President, Father Marr, I have the honor of presenting to you the candidates for the master's degree in the College of Business Administration. For the degree of Master of Business Administration, Haya Soleiman Abbas, William Acevedo, Zara Ali Al-Hanaidi, Ibrahim Abdulrahman A. Al-Akil, Rayman Fahad Al-Badi, Mohammed Abdul Karim Al-Duyaiji, Johannes Meseret Alemna, Arwa Riyad Alessa, Bushra Ahmed S. Al-Ghamdi, Balak Abdulaziz Al-Harbi, Abdulaziz Ali Al-Hudayf, Ali Farouk A. Al-Jazani, Nora Said Al-Jihani, Abdullah Mohammed Al-Hudaydan, Abdul Rahman Awad Al-Malki, Noura Ayed Al-Malki, Ohud Ali Al-Malki, Shatha Saeed Al-Mahmadi, Suleiman Khalid Al-Mubayth, Intinan Abdulaziz Al-Nafea, Mohammed Abdulaziz Al-Nafea, Abdulaziz Khaled Al-Othman, Halema Idris Al-Katani, Dalal Abdullah Al-Katani, Almas Fahad Al-Rashid, Emtanan Obed S. Al-Shud, Mamdo Habshan S. Al-Tramimi, Sada H. Al-Yami, Mohammed Ahmed Al-Zarani, Amal A. Arishi, Mohammed Naveed Aslam, Omar Khalid Bajamil, Jared Mario Baldinelli, Khadija Fuad Basudan, Maria B. Baines, Gina Marie Benevento, Michaela A. Black, Erin Michelle Blimeister, Christina Elizabeth Bourret. Christina was also commissioned as a second lieutenant in the United States Army at a ceremony on campus on May 23rd. Morgan Summer Brown, Jacob T. Cardinal, Chris John Castagner, Emma C. Solano, Philip Brooke Cheney, Jamie M. Chipman, Michael Angelo Serralo, Cody James Clemens, Trevor Cooley, Olivia Grace Copeland, Tyler Ryan Copeland, Matthew Stephen Corapi, Andrew E. Croisdale, Amanda Marie Cullinan Spinelli, Diney Lisa Davidsdottir, Ashley Lauren Decker, Brett M. Dellis, Emily M. Donan, Kyle Evan Donovan, Gina Marie Droxic, Natalie E. Durante, Keith Michael Doleski, Stefan Alexandru Anaki, Lauren Marie Avoy, Maria Lynn Fanto, Elizabeth Ann Faxlanger, Cameron John Fitch, Nicholas John Forcucci, Maria Lynn Gabrielle, Michael John Gabrielle, Christopher Gasowitz, Madison M. Jensen, Daniel Paul George, Mackenzie Eileen Glenna, Chelsea Elise Glowinski, Bianca Antoinette Giovanni, Angela Carol Graff, Samantha Ann Gugino, Eliza Haidu, Robert F. Hansen, William J. Haydenek, Ashley Marie Herdline, Najee Khalil Hillman, Julia Holcomb, Christina Ashley Hua, Timothy A. Huttenlocker, Anna Maria Ivachon, James J. Jackson, Riley Mary Kalinsky, Keegan D. Kuzma, Joseph P. Langer, Alexis Marie LaRose, Erica Alexandria Latanzi, Christina Emily Loria, Chow B. Lay, Matthew R. Lisinski, Leanne M. Lateau, Rebecca Lindeman, Madison Rose Lindsay, Yishuan Liu, Carolyn Rose Lodinsky, Thomas C. Lowe, Ala Omar Ragrabi, Riyad Marhaba, A.J. Mason, Thomas Richard Maddox, Ryan Michael Moorer, Cynthia J. Mazrani, Bradley Allen McFerrin, Michael William John McGee, Amanda Marie McGraw, Patrick Ross McQuaid, Dustin M. Meadows, Christopher Peter Miller, Joseph M. Mirko, Mackenzie Molodetz, Alicia Marie Mundir, Joseph J. Napoli, Saithi Phuong Trong Nguyen, Kirsten A. Nice, John Robert Nichols, Richard O. Obat, Hadil Mansour Okairi, Dennis Otenuji Oke, Valerie Maria Onesi, Paige L. Mosley, Chanlin Pan, Andrew J. Parrish, Claudia M. Perez, Ryan D. Peters, Alan Robert Punick, Nu Vo Queen Fan, Kyle Lee Pitchler, Catherine Nicole Patillo, Joshua David Prentice, Jeffrey J. Preston, Christopher Richard Rue, Amanda E. Robinson, Aaron T. Rogers, Christina Gabriela Ruiz, Mariana Restrepo Sanchez, Max Gerd Scheller, Michael T. Schler, Katrina Carmela Chandra, Nicole Elizabeth Scholino, Christopher John Sherman, Anthony J. Sieber, Naif Abdulaziz Sindhi, Inderjeet Singh, Brady M. Siwek, Troy A. Snellgrove, Hector Moises Solorio Villalpando, Samantha Ann Soa, Eric W. Stewart, Shannon M. Stott, Caitlin M. Tokarczyk, Hui Xuan Tran, Tien Tran, Thomas Ronald Vallone, An Min Vu, Megan S. Warrington, Kevin Michael Wolf, Jessica M. Wylucky, Ziyun Shah, Michael Yeager, Alexis Nicole Zimin. And next, for the Master of Science in Finance, Hajar Khalif Al-Dafiri, Sarah Khalaf Al-Dafiri, Mohammed Al-Ghamdi, Abdulaziz Ahmed Al-Hunaita, Maryam Yusuf Al-Said, Mohammed Ahmed Al-Zarani, Brandon Michael Bume, Nicholas Joseph Dracy, Jordan Nicholas Paranto, Jia-Chen Sun. And lastly, for the Master of Business Administration graduating summer of 2020, Adam D. Kogan, Matthew Stephen Corapi, Brittany D. DiFrancesco, Glenda Geraldine Jones, Angela Minoya, Jerry Ann Orfano, Robert Rocco, Brady M. Seawick, Caitlin Tokarczyk, and Thomas Vallone. This concludes the presentation of degrees in the College of Business Administration.
Thank you, Dean Frescatore. Very impressive list, a mosaic of graduates from all over the world. I now invite Associate Dean Mary Ellen Bardsley to present the degrees from the College of Education.
Very Reverend President Father Marr, I have the honor of presenting to you the candidates for the master's degree in the College of Education. Master of Arts, Specialist in Developmental Disabilities, Carling Davis Berry, Renee E. Nowicki, Jennifer Lewis Yulun. Master of Arts, International Teaching and Learning, Brittany Marie Caristi, Anna Quezada. Master of Science, Clinical Mental Health Counseling, Jennifer L. Almley, Azam Azadi, Lisa A. Bartolome, Shiyu Chen, Marissa K. Cutter, Nicole Leanne Dunbar, Seema S. Groglo, Krista Francis Hoover, Risa Monique Johnson, Brandy Lynn McDonald, Owen Paulina Persa, Fidak Raza, Krista L. Scott, Matthew Paul Terranova, Carrie Annette Winston, Jera Deanne Zambito. Master of Science and Professional Diplomas, School Psychology, Cody Paul Erickson, Alana Sophie Kenavi, Savannah Sadin Lucier, Jacqueline M. Masker, Kelly Lynn McGinnis, Rochelle Velasco, Dina Alyssa Louise Watkins. Master of Science in Education, School Counseling, Andre Abadi, Alyssa Deanne Antonacci, Courtney Deanna Brandy McCary, Alyssa May Chino, Rebecca Rose Conlon, Rachel Fierzak, Taylor Nicole Galklin, Megan Margaret Held, David Todd Sanders, Joseph R. Serto, Melissa E. Woods. Master of Science in Education, School Building, and District Leaders, Shannon M. Bakari, Ava Beisart, Amy House Covell, Audrey Marie Frank, Jennifer Jean Goles, Anna Jaris Halaris, Melissa Jean Leonard, Lola Ann Osaria, Erica Alexis Overton, Rebecca Ann Sagamio, Joyce Diane Shear, Lorianne Ciros. Master of Science in Education, Literacy Instruction, B to 6 and 5 to 12. Michaela Caitlin Behrens, Caitlin Elizabeth Bryan, Catherine M. Chernovsky, William F. Costin, Sarah Lynn Frethold, Alexandra Renee Gagne, Laura Elizabeth Kish, Caitlin Marie Zajowski, Kayla E. Korochutz, Richard Lozick, Robert T. Meltzler, Cecilia S. Odemonin, Allison M. Stathaus, Stephanie Ann Voise, Amy T. Wolf. Master of Science in Education, Early Childhood, Special Education B to 2, Special Education 1 to 6 and 7 to 12. Courtney Marie Bellinger, Anthony Bianchi, Megan A. Burkett, Dana Grace Clarissa Bush, Amber Nicole Combs, Angelica Crichton, Heather Lynn Chaya, McKenna Elizabeth Daly, Jenna Marie DeFort, Danielle Dembrow, Alexandra Nicole Devine, Katie Marie D'Amato, Caitlin Marie Driscoll, Erica Julie Eisenberg, Amanda M. Flagger, Taylor Nicole Frazier, Hula Gochek, Stephen Jeremy Gray, Alex J. Grice, Kevin Michael Hagan, Sarah Elizabeth Haley, Emily M. Harms, Raphael Higgins, Sydney Nicole Hull, Alexa Catherine Holler, Samantha Marie Jolich, Geraldine Jagges, Teresa Brooke Jordan, Kathleen Louise Kozlowski, Emily Ann Kovacs, Mariah Beth Love, Sarah Lynn Mignola, Jane Ann Moore, Rachel Canty Mulhison, Erin Morgan Murphy, Callie Jo Nedrow, John Dennis O'Rourke III, Dylan M. Persad, Martha M. Palat, Annalise R. Piarno, John R. Renone, Olivia C. Renner, Giovanna Jane Shaviti, Marie Elizabeth Seckel, Andrew R. Sharp, Emily Ann Sharp, Kelly Elizabeth Sherman, Jeffrey Ronald Shurkrinsky, Carrie Ann Smith, Lauren Kimberly Stitwell, William P. Whisker, Rebecca Claire Umis, Asher Ethan Zink. Master of Science in Education, Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages, Pre-K to 12. Julia M. Brink, Inshira M. Dwake, Kelsey Ray Horner, Jade Marie Massimo, Brian Francis Rosman, Marie Basile Wilger. Master of Science in Education, Early Childhood and Childhood, Birth to 6. Stephen Abram, Roa Adel Al-Jaji, Banyan Abdullahs El-Nam, Taylor A. Aversa, Alaya Bello, Gregory Gerard Kane, Sadie Chalmers, Sheldon Grace Kiko, Barbara Jean Collins, Kristen M. Delavia, Rebecca Lynn Dijon, Taylor Lucas Dosa, Madison Page Ellison, Susan Elizabeth Fletcher, Raymond Ignazio Fortino, Kevin James Guzzo, Lee A. Haygreen, Jacob A. Haight, Fadalinda Haja Arulia, Megan Courtney Irene Hearn, Victoria Ann Interrono, Okasana Kaufman, Lee Elizabeth Habit, Natalie Catherine Licata, Emily Marie Nicole Lamoro, Robert Charles Luckman, Lucietta Lynn Marchese, Natalie Marie Marinelli, Kylie N. McCafferty, Nicole Lynn Midigal, Joshua Montalbo, Sandra Mooney, Courtney Nasby, Laura Nagel, Sarah Elizabeth Nose, Lara Ozeangnik, Savas Panagiotakos, Justin Daniel Pelicata, Jean Leon Peters, Diego Armando Serrano Ramez, Sarah Daniel Robert, Stephanie T. Rosso, Sean Winfield Smith, Jennifer Louise Stallman, Hannah L. Sullivan, Rebecca J. Taller, Alyssa Ashley Tofola, Amanda Nicole Tulipano, Madison Claire Walter, Brian R. White, Robert Wong, Benjamin and Manuel Yu. Master of Science in Education, Middle Childhood and Adolescent Education, 5 to 12. Peter J. Anderson, Sean Bittner, Alicia R. Britton, Alana L. Burt, Michael A. Buswell, Alexander J. Carey. Madison L. Chile, Sabrina L. DeMarco, Claire Kennedy Freertag, Andrew John Jessic, Tammy Lee Litwiller, Eric Paul Aldo Marino, Christopher R. Myers, Nadine A. Mustafa, Jessica Lynn Milan, Quinn Carson Coates Newman, Anna Justin Ostrander, Julia Alyssa Perisillo, Mark Joseph Parent, Kyla Marianne Sorto, Sheila L. Sullivan, Deanna L. Todino, Carl M. Wilms, Daniel Celeste Zilato. Professional Diploma Programs, Jessica Drew Abrams, Erica N. Belante, Laura Ann Bronson, Haley Jordan Brown, Michelle L. Dolly, Mallory Grace Douglas, Tiffany Lee Dushun, Laura F. Evans, Robert G. Farrer Jr., Marianne R. Fisher, Christian Hay Hershey, Benjamin D. Hawking, Lisa Lynn Kremka, Teresa K. Marnarino, Megan M. McKenzie, Elizabeth Ann Pawlowski, Lori Lebdell Race, Mackenzie R. Rabashaw, and Teresa Santiago. Gary Edward Schaefer Jr., Jennifer Cardamone Schultz, Danielle Marie Scott, Lynn E. Shanahan, Brittany N. Spry, Patrick Sunwoo, Elizabeth P. Tebow, Donna Marie Velazea, and Anne Marie Yarusi. This concludes the presentation of degrees in the College of Education.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bardsley. An impressive list of newly awarded alums. I now invite Interim Dean Youngsu Choi to present the degrees from the College of Hospitality and Tourism Management.
Thank you, Dr. Ireland. Very Reverend President Father Mar. I have the great honor of presenting to you our outstanding candidates for the master's degree in the College of Hospitality and Tourism Management. Those who are receiving Master of Science in Sport Management are Todd Masaru Inoue, Gregory Joseph DeMarcus King, Brooke T. Marchitello, Mitchell T. Mays, Kimberly N. Millville, Jedediah Todd Parker, Philip S. Rhodes. Job well done, our graduates, faculty, and staff. This concludes the presentation of degrees in the College of Hospitality and Tourism Management.
Thank you, Dean Choi. Please join me once again in recognizing the newest graduating class with their master's degrees from Niagara University. Congratulations to all. It is customary during commencement exercises for a member of the student body to offer an expression of gratitude to the university. I am pleased to invite Ms. Anna Maria Iverson, graduating today from the College of Business Administration with MBAs in Human Resource Management and Strategic Management, to address the class.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ireland. Dear graduate students and members of Niagara University community, it is my distinct honor and privilege to have been invited to this ceremony to speak on behalf of the graduate students, and it's my pleasure to represent my fellow students from the College of Business. Welcome everybody on this special event. Congratulations to all of us on our graduation. I wish you were all here and we could celebrate together that we did it. I know this is not the way we imagined our last semester and our graduation, but tonight I would like all of us to remember what we learned while pursuing our degrees and how we utilized our time on a personal and professional level. Our graduation not only symbolizes the piece of paper that we receive, but our academic achievements and our story. I hope that you can all share your NU story that has a silver lining message, but if not, listen to mine. It all started with an espresso and some cookies. I left a promising career in my legal profession when I came to NU. I became a full-time student, I lived on campus, and while focusing on my career development, I found myself making cookies in the dining commons. The need to find something more emerged very quickly, so I started to live for my passion, to help others and build valuable relationships. Working hard made me feel present, and people started to recognize me and call me by my name. And assuming that I could do better than making cookies, last December, Dean Frascatore offered me an employment opportunity in the College of Business, where I'm still working for a little while. Dr. Frascatore, you not only granted me the chance to do a meaningful job, but you also supported and guided me in many ways. I greatly appreciate your trust and confidence in me, and I will be forever grateful for that espresso that you bought me when I visited the MBA office for the first time. Grazie mille, Mark. Studying, working, and becoming part of the NU family was one of the most remarkable periods in my life that I will never forget. I'm extremely grateful to the entire campus community and to everyone who made my previous 2 years memorable. I would like to thank some very special individuals who helped me along the way to arrive at this moment. First and foremost, thank you to Dr. Bill Cliff, Professor of Biology here at Niagara University, and his wife, Nancy, who have become my #1 adopted American parents. I feel blessed that God gave us the precious moment to meet and share real family time together. Nancy and Bill, thank you so much for always being there for me and celebrating with me today. Next, I would like to thank Dr. Ann Rensel, the director of the MBA program, especially for this last semester. Ann, your support, dedication, and appreciation at work has earned much-deserved respect and admiration, and your parental care had made my quarantine days more endurable. Now, I would like to express my thanks to Whitney Skins, the Assistant Director of the Graduate Business Operations. I believe that everything happens for a reason, and one reason why I ended up at NU was to meet you. Thank you for your true inspiration, your unending encouragement, love, and your friendship. Special thanks to my family and friends back at home who accepted my decision when I bought my one-way ticket to get out of my comfort zone, and in spirit also accompanied me on my journey all along. Last but not least, to Father Mar and distinguished members of NU leadership, all of you who worked extremely hard in the last few months to serve your students and to make this graduation happen even in a virtual format. Thank you for your leadership and continued support. My fellow students, congratulations again on your academic accomplishments. Our NU story may end with the conclusion of this ceremony, but another one begins. Along with our degrees that we earned, we also mastered a set of skills that strengthen us and lead us to success. The time has come to put our textbook theories into practice and to continue our learning by doing and failing and starting it all over again. Our NU diploma is powerful enough to open new doors for us, and it could be handy anywhere. I would encourage you to do something with your degree that speaks to your inner voice, that you're passionate about, something that will engage and challenge you. And as you pursue your career, don't forget about the things that matters the most to be successful: yourself, your family, and your loved ones. And when you all have these things together, you'll find confidence, clarity, and purpose in your life. Thank you so much. Let's go, Eagles.
Thank you, Anna Maria. Your presence on campus has made us all better. We are grateful that you spent time with us. I'd just like to take a couple minutes to recognize some of the people who contributed to make this ceremony a success this evening. While you can't see him, he's ever present in commencement ceremonies. Our commencement marshal, Brother Martin Schneider, CM. Michael Jeswald of the Center of Conferences and Events as well spent countless hours and overcame significant challenges to bring forward such a wonderful event this evening. Mr. Brian Rock and all our capable friends from the IT department and the professional production team of BAV Services have actually made me sound somewhat articulate, so thank you. And a special note of thanks to my friend and my colleague who couldn't be with us this evening, Henrik Borgstrom. He serves as the Associate Provost, and he's a professor of French here at Niagara. Please know that accessibility was provided by our American Sign Language interpreters through Deaf Access Services. Thank you for being with us this evening. Before we conclude the ceremony this evening, it is with great honor that I invite the 26th President of Niagara University, the Reverend James J. Marr, CM, to come forward and to offer closing remarks. Father?
Thank you, Dr. Ireland. I join by congratulating Dr. Sharon. Anna Marie, thank you for your wonderful words and your presence on the campus. I thank Reverend Pridgen for his inspiring, thoughtful, and faith-filled words this evening. We often look for role models in this time, and Reverend Pridgen stands as a role model who uses his time, talent, and treasure and gifts to advance the lives of others. So we thank you, Reverend Pridgen, and we thank you for being with us and for all that you do for our university community. At recent events, online events, for both our freshman first-year recruiting events and our new student orientation, I spoke to the students, both prospective and attending students for Niagara this fall, about the unprecedented time that we live in. And yet, if we listen very closely to Reverend Pridgen's words, this is a wonderful opportunity, as I said to them, of being part of a generation that will have had the opportunity to demonstrate resiliency during a global pandemic. An episode that likely has not been matched and will yet to be matched this century in terms of its scope, its depth of human suffering, pain, and death. And that has impacted all of us. And yet you, as graduates, have the opportunity to go forth into the world and be a balm, a healing presence in a world that desperately needs it. Your education and the mission of Niagara University has prepared you to do that. You will also be part of the group and the generation that goes forward to heal the pandemic of racial injustice. The late, great Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "It is always darkest before the dawn." Be that light that goes forth and is not afraid to take on the mantle of healing our nation and our world of racial injustice. Go to the world and go out forth tonight and be beacons of hope and light and faith. The world desperately needs you. St. Vincent de Paul would often say to his Vincentian priests and brothers, "Brothers, action is our task." As NU graduates, you are prepared to be women and men of action, bearing mercy, justice, charity, and faith for all. You will be the power of Niagara University in the world. Thank you for being our students. We are incredibly proud of you, and welcome to the ranks of our over 35,000 alumni. God bless you and your families.
Thank you very much, Father, for your thoughtful remarks, and as always, your steadfast leadership and inspired vision. Well, it's hard to believe, but I declare the 2020 graduate commencement exercises of Niagara University College of Arts and Sciences, College of Business Administration, College of Education, College of Hospitality and Tourism Management officially closed. Thank you for participating in the event this evening. Go forth and do good. Good evening.